Justice Central. The next generation of court programming in one dynamic network. Justice Central.
Justice with Judge Mablean will be life because in everything we do, it involves the law. You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good, this one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have to
Nothing.
say.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean. Willie Vanguard is suing Edith Halt in the amount of $2,500. Mr. Vanguard claims Ms. Halt stole his property and her family is trying to make a profit off of it. Ms. Halt claims she was not responsible for the plaintiff's items because her house was foreclosed on.
All rise. Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
Thank you. You may be seated. This is the matter of Willie Vanguard versus Edith Halt. Mr. Vanguard, you're suing her for $2,500 worth of what you call collectibles.
Yes, ma'am.
That she disposed of from her garage.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me about it.
Well, ma'am, I thought Edith was my friend. I know now that she's not. I had about 4 boxes that I took over Edith's house, collectible items, and Edith told me that I could store them in her garage. A lot of these things were sports memorabilia, some things from my great-grandmother. Well, I had silverware that I had from my great-grandmother, straight from the 1900s. And in fact, when Edith saw that, she wanted to set up tea, and she said we should use them right away. And when I showed her my collectible albums, she wanted to find a phonograph so we can play them on. And then when I showed her my baseball cards and my baseball, she said that you should sell them. But I told Edith that I didn't want to sell them because I wanted to build a house and have a room where I can put all my collectibles in. And Edith, she thought that that was a grand idea.
Why did you take them to her house?
Well, I didn't have any place else to take them, Your Honor.
Oh. Not only had you not built a house, you didn't even have a room, huh?
No, ma'am.
Why you didn't have a place to take them?
Well, at the time I was staying with someone. I was renting a room myself at that time, so I did not.
Because he's an alcoholic, Your Honor.
No, that's not true, Your Honor.
Okay, you were unemployed, though, I take it.
Well, I was down on my luck, yes, ma'am, and my health was failing me as well.
Okay.
And I thought...
And Edith was your friend?
Yes, ma'am. I thought she was my friend. So I took my boxes over to Edith. In fact, it was about 12 when I first went over there. And
oh, I thought it was 4.
Well, when we went through everything, Your Honor, because I have a tendency of trying to hold on to everything, and Edith helped me go through these things because I wanted to get rid of a lot of things. So we came down with 4 boxes. I asked Edith if I could keep them in her garage. She agreed. I tried to pay her. She said no. And I told her that these were very valuable, not just in dollars, but in sentiment.
Do you dispute that he ended up with 4 boxes of stuff in your garage?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that's the only question I asked. So that's not disputed, that you had 4 boxes of items in her garage. What happened?
My daughter was on the computer. She was trying to find some of these collectibles to give them back, you know, to me, because she know how much I love them. And
why was your daughter trying to find them?
Because they were all gone. Edith said that they were all gone.
You didn't tell me that part. When did you discover they were gone?
Well, when I went to Edith's house.
Okay.
And Edith was no longer there. The family that was living there said Edith been gone a couple months or so. So we found Edith. I talked to Edith, and she told me about how she had lost her house. And then I asked her about my belongings. She said that those were lost along with it.
Okay, when was the last time you had gone to Edith's house after you put those things in her garage?
Maybe a year and a half.
Wow. So these valuable collectible
Not
items,
true.
you leaving them there for a year and a half without even contacting her?
Not
You don't even know, you're not keeping up with her? You didn't know she had moved?
She's a trusted friend, Your Honor.
And that's not the point. She's a friend.
Yes, ma'am.
Friends know what's going on with each other. You didn't know your friend had moved?
No, I was down.
You didn't know
My
she was
health
moving?
failing, and I just didn't keep up with it like that once I started.
Okay.
My health was just
It's
failing,
been
Your
great.
Honor.
All right,
That
so
wasn't the
the
pro-
daughter discovered something. Is this your
Yeah,
daughter?
This is my daughter.
Okay, you have something to say?
I do, Your Honor.
Let me see what you have to say.
My name is Jillian Vanguard.
All right.
Okay, well, my dad, he came to me and told me the story of how he doesn't have his collectibles anymore because he went to Miss Edith's house and she had moved. And he was very upset about it, especially his Mickey Mantle ball. And lo and behold, I find it on eBay and it's being sold by Miss Edith's family member, particularly her grandson.
Okay, so if it was on eBay, what distinguished this Mickey Mantle ball from any other one that you knew it was the one your father was looking for?
The fact that I know her grandson and I know it's his account and I know he was the one selling it.
What distinguished that Mickey Mantle ball that you knew that was your daddy's ball?
I really know that her grandson is not into collectibles, and
So
it's
he could
just
have
too
gotten
much
it from
of
Jane
a.
Doe or Mary Sue or Boo Boo.
I just think it's too much of a coincidence because I know her
Oh,
family,
coincidence,
and
okay.
they're always after her things. I've been to her house, and I know how they are, and
Wow.
they were
Well,
down on their
that's not
luck.
good enough evidence for this
Yes.
court.
Amen.
And this is your box of things that you left in her house, and
Yes.
they labeled them. She labeled it Willie's
Yes, ma'am.
Collectibles.
Those
Okay,
are mine.
you can sit down.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
He wanted
No,
me.
ma'am.
But you said you had a new man.
I didn't mean it like that.
That's
I
what
was
she
saying-
meant. She meant it. That's the
Shut
way
up.
she meant it.
I've never
Tell
been
the truth,
with
Edith.
Willie.
Oh, quit.
You're too old for me anyway. Boy, I used to babysit Jesus. Anyway.
And later,
Did you think that the big beach chairs you sit in, you and I, are handmade items?
Could be, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it says dimensions, 2 by 1.
we're back with the case of Willie Vanguard, who is suing Edith Holt for $2,500.
What you have to say, Miss Hall?
Your Honor, the real reason that I'm here is because Mr. Willie Vanguard has a serious crush on me. That's why he left his stuff in my garage in the first place. I've been trying to communicate with him. This happened over 3 years ago.
Are you serious?
It's like
July.
2 years. No, ma'am,
Ju-
not 3.
Yes, because my house foreclosed February 2015, Willie V.
And when did he put the stuff in your garage?
It was either July or August 2012. How long does he expect me to keep that stuff? I've been
Did
through
he pay
things
you
myself.
anything?
I didn't ask him for payment because, you know,
I offered it to her, though.
Okay, but that's what
yeah,
she
but
said
then
she
he wants
wanted.
to give me the corny old black.
But what
black
happened to it? Your
silverware.
house was foreclosed.
Okay, what happened was I was in 2 car wrecks in like less than a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not able to pay my bills anymore. And so my house, you know, I thought they were going to refinance it for me, give me some time to get back on my feet. But I
So
ran
it was
out
your
of time.
turn for down and out.
It was my turn for down and out, absolutely, Your Honor. And it's because it wasn't due to my fault, but a sleepy driver and a drunk driver changed my life. And so there was nothing I could do about it.
Right.
So after so long, I had been talking to him. It's not like we weren't communicating, but I didn't hear from him like over a year.
But did you tell him when you were going after the accident?
Your Honor,
No, ma'am.
I was telling him, I said,
ain't saying
Willie,
nothing.
when are you going to come and get your stuff? Because I really didn't want to have his stuff on her because I had a new man and I had moved on and I did not want him.
Oh, you guys were lovers.
We weren't
No,
lovers.
no,
but
no.
He wanted
No,
me.
ma'am.
But you said you had a new man.
I didn't mean it like that.
That's
I
what
was
she
saying-
meant. She meant it. That's the
Shut
way
up.
she meant it.
I've never
Tell
been
the truth,
with
Edith.
Willie.
Oh, quit.
You're too old for me anyway. Boy, I used to babysit Jesus. Anyway. Yeah, so I let him leave the boxes at my house. We went through the junk, because that's what it was, junk.
I know all that.
Yeah. So what happened was when my house went into foreclosure, I had to leave at like the very last minute. I was thinking that my friend was gonna let me borrow the $24,000 that I needed to just, you know, for my house.
You
my
thought
house.
a friend was gonna loan you $24,000?
Yes. Yeah, because my
Really?
house, right?
I
Yeah.
ain't saying she's a gold digger.
You thought a friend was gonna loan you $24,000 for your house?
Yeah, well, I have those kind
Wow.
of friends that have that kind of money, Your Honor. It's
I
just
know,
that,
but loan $24,000 when you don't have a job and you on your luck, how you gonna pay it back?
well, you know,
She's
they
a real
knew
estate
that.
agent and lost her own house. Real
Whatever.
estate agent.
Well, at least she had one.
Exactly. You never had one. And you thought you was going to live in mine. That's what you was planning. That's why you left your junk over there so you'd have a trail.
Okay, so the stuff was left in the garage at the
Yes, Your Honor.
foreclosure.
And what happened was the house went into foreclosure. You know, my people never came through with the $24,000. So the next thing I knew, I got the note on the door from the marshal's office, the sheriff, that they're coming, and I had to get out. So I just had enough time to wrangle up some family members and some of my friends to help me get the stuff out the house.
Your
and
stuff.
My stuff, and the stuff that,
Were the boxes left in the garage when the house was foreclosed, or did you take all of the boxes with you?
The boxes were left in the garage.
Okay.
That's not
End of
true,
story.
Donna.
How you know? Were you there?
Tell the truth, Eda.
How do you know? Were you there? Did you go? You didn't even know she was moving, you said. You went by later and discovered that she had moved. So how do you know what was left in the garage?
She sold it on eBay, y'all.
So, how do you know what was left in the
She
garage?
had to take it with her to sell it on eBay.
I didn't sell anything.
You don't need to argue with him.
Yes, Your Honor.
You leave stuff in her garage that long, it's not too valuable. You're not paying storage. So before I order her to pay you $2,500, I'd order you to pay her storage for all those years. Storage facilities cost $100 a month at minimum. $100 a month. You left them in there almost 3 years. They couldn't have been too collectible and too valuable. Obviously, if somebody has your stuff, it's incumbent upon you to keep up with them and know what's going on. You didn't even know she was moving. You didn't know she was losing a house. You didn't know she had an accident. You didn't know the things that changed in her life. Or if you did know, then you should have gotten your stuff.
No, Your Honor, he's too busy trying to keep hope
I didn't
alive.
ask you to say another word.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's your responsibility, judgment for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
Edith, I know your grandson stole my stuff.
I know he did.
But you know what? It's over now. Let's just let bygones be bygones.
Well, you know, Willie, had you not left your stuff in my house for over 3 years, we wouldn't be here.
Coming up,
Did you think that the big beach chairs you sit in, you and I, are handmade items?
Could be, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it says dimensions, 2 by 1.
network featuring dynamic judges and live legal programming.
Well, we're not at your school, we're in my courtroom.
Unique court shows.
Where is any information about the company?
Live legal news.
That's what you should have done.
And a commitment to justice.
Either you tried or you didn't.
The next generation of court programming in one dynamic network. Justice Central. You're watching Justice Central. Stay tuned. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. Aaron Mitchell is suing Marcy Herman in the amount of $396.25. Ms. Mitchell claims she purchased chairs from Ms. Herman online, but feels the defendant misled her since they weren't what she was looking for. Ms. Herman claims it's not her fault Ms. Mitchell didn't read all of the details before purchasing the chairs and is standing by her no refunds policy.
In the matter of Aaron Mitchell versus Marcy Herman, you're suing her because you say that she misrepresented and sold you some chairs that you thought were actual beach chairs for adults to sit in,
Yes.
but they were something else.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so why does she owe you the money for them?
About 3 months ago, my friends and I were throwing a party for our Sandy that was moving from Dallas to Miami. Thought we would throw a little party for her that had the beach theme. So I went online to see if I could find some chairs since my outdoor chairs are pretty well trashed. The inside of my house is not really appropriate to have that many guests.
How many guests?
We were going to have about 15 guests, and I needed at least 6 more chairs
For outdoors?
for outdoors. I found what I thought to be the perfect site. The chairs that were online looked like they were the perfect size according to the pictures, and I thought that it looked like these chairs would be awesome. And the only thing with her site was the delivery time. So I contacted her to see if maybe we could work on the delivery time. It said 5 to 7 days. I only had 4 days to plan it. She was nice enough to respond back to me and said no problem. She would be able to get the items to me on time.
And what was the time frame she gave you?
She told me if I paid the extra shipping, that they would be able to get the items to me by Friday afternoon. My party was on Saturday.
Okay. And so you paid the extra shipping?
I did pay the extra shipping.
And they did get delivered Friday?
And they did get delivered on
So
Friday.
what are you upset about?
I'm upset that when I received the actual items. They were not what was represented on the site.
Coming up.
They also use them on tables to decorate with, wedding showers,
But
baby
if she
showers.
said little items, shouldn't it say that on the site?
It says dimensions, 2 by 1.
We're back with the case of Erin Mitchell, who is suing Marcy Herman for $396.25.
She contacted me. I gave her great customer service. She got the items when she wanted them. I know she was
Did
concerned
she
about
tell
getting them
you
on
the
time.
purpose in ordering those items?
She said it was for a beach theme party, and I told her I thought this would work fine.
Did she tell you that she wanted adults to sit in them?
No,
I
she
did
didn't,
send
Your
her
Honor.
an email. I sent her an email.
Where's the email?
It is also in my,
You sent her an email that said that?
I did send her an email
Okay, let me
telling
see
her
it.
what it was for.
Let me see it.
Yep.
Okay, beach themed party.
Yes,
Yep.
it does say it's for a beach theme party, and I told her I thought that would work well. So a lot of people use these little items that I make as cake toppers. They also use them on tables to decorate with, wedding showers, baby
But if she
showers.
said little items, shouldn't it say that on the site?
Dimensions, handmade item. Okay, now, when you looked at the website, it said handmade item,
That's
right?
what yes, ma'am.
So did you think that somewhat materials are wood and cloth? Contact seller for additional questions.
And I did.
Did you think that the big beach chairs you sit in, you and I, are handmade items?
Could be, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
For $30?
probably. Sometimes, you know,
Okay. All right, but now she pushed the detail button, and it says dimensions, 2 by 1.
and that's exactly what was in the
Exactly, it's
box.
there.
But she knew I had emailed
No,
the
no,
lady.
no, no, no. I'm looking at your email. It's not a question of what she knew. I'm looking at your email. Your email says, I'm purchasing beach chairs, having a party Saturday, think they may work out well. How many chairs you looking to purchase? I think 6 chairs might be a good amount for the party.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns.
The way she did it was crafty.
Right, very
Because
crafty.
she knows
I would
that
say
she's
it
going
was
to
tricky.
sell these handmade items.
Right.
And she's probably going to have a lot of people thinking they're for real beach chairs that you get to sit in.
Right.
But she just found a marketing tool that she can use and get her product sold with people not having clarity.
Right.
Hey, pretty slick to me.
Right, preying on honest people that would
That is not
trick.
preying on you, Miss Mitchell, and if you keep saying that, you're going to get mistaken like that again. If you keep blaming her, you're going to go online again and order something and get the wrong thing because you're looking at it as I am a victim and people are preying on me and woe is me. No, woe is me. Read.
Right.
Read. R-E-A-D. You went to elementary school, right?
What's
You went to
that?
elementary school, right?
Yes, I went to elementary school.
Didn't they tell you reading is fundamental?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, it's still fundamental. Judgment for the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
Well, what can I say? Like the judge said, you need to be more careful when making purchases online.
Good job. You snuck your tiny details about your tiny chairs into the tiny print.